Is Bernie Sanders the next George McGovern or the next Donald Trump? I know it's from Mother Jones, but that's a really good headline. And it makes you ponder, hopefully, and you go, well, wait a minute. Is Bernie Sanders the next George McGovern, who was the 1972 loser against Nixon, or the next Donald Trump, who was the 2016 winner against Hillary and the entire establishment, who have yet to give up attacking the poor fellow. However, his acquittal is due sometime today. So anyways, the question on its surface is intriguing. But if you dig deeper, it gets way better. And you can't help but dig deeper in a question like that. Is Bernie Sanders the next McGovern or next Donald Trump? Because the answer isn't about Bernie Sanders, nor George McGovern, nor Donald Trump. The question is really about who is America? Is America the same people that stood up to McGovern and go, yeah, I don't think so. No. It's cute. We like it. It's fun to play with. Like a cat toy hanging from a string. But overall, no way are you going to run my country. Moving on. Or is it Donald Trump, who is defining the 21st century as the return of the boast? If you've read... I was going to say Gilgamesh, but that's the wrong name. What was the name? The one that you have to read in high school, the very first fictional story written in English, even though it's very old English. Anyways, in that story, it's all about the hero. Please put the answer down in the comments. I know you guys are smart. You know what it is. And the hero just constantly brags. And I remember them teaching us in high school saying, yeah, in those days you had to brag because there was no media to boost you. Well, you could make the argument today. It's like, well, you don't need to brag now because the media is there to boost you. It depends on which side you're on, because mostly the media is there to tear you down, especially if you come from the right. I'm not saying that people on the left are exempt. Ask Meghan Markle. So the idea being, in the world of everybody screaming, me on social medias, if you want to be heard and you want to be known, you kind of got to do it yourself in one form or another. I went to a concert on Sunday night, and one of the groups playing was, they played on one song, and they played the song Help by the Beatles. And it was a children's group of mostly guitar players, but there was also drummers and singers. And they did the song Help. And there was this one kid, long blonde hair. Don't know if it was a boy or girl. Kind of think it was a boy overall, but couldn't tell. But anyways, this person was flopping their hair around left and right and just jamming out like they were on the biggest stage in the world. And I'm thinking, well, clearly having a good time. But more importantly, that was Sunday. This is 5-6 days later. And that kid's the only kid I can remember. So, well done. Same thing with Donald Trump. If you've paid attention to the numbers, they said that the media gave him free media of multi-millions of dollars because they were trashing him. But, just like Don Lemon proved last Saturday, their idea of trashing Donald Trump and his supporters is actually a straight ticket for a, yes, I want him, not you. Go away. You elitist snob morons. We could live with the elitist. We have forever. We could live with the snobs. We have forever. But when you're that uneducated, accusing us, your opponents, of being uneducated, without facts to back it up, we take umbrage. We vote. So is Bernie Sanders the next McGovern or the next Donald Trump? When they voted for Trump, it was to make America great again. Hillary was, vote for me. Oh, what was her ridiculous campaign? She went through so many, it's hard to remember. Do you remember all of Trump's slogans? Yeah, it was make America great again. And what is it for 2020? It's either keep America great again or make America great again. Those are the only two you get to choose from because they work. Because they work. You pick any of his alternatives, including Bernie Sanders. And by the way, what's Bernie Sanders' initials again? Thank you, just checking. Okay. And so, well, it's getting really tiresome to keep hearing every 2 years or 4 years, depending on how much politics you gobble up. This is the most important election in our lifetime. This is the most important election in our lifetime. It's because, it's actually kind of true for a while now, because the left is so adamant to, let me see if I can quote Barack Hussein Obama. We want to what did he say? We want to transform America. Formally? I should do my homework before I do this a little bit more specific. But the point being, he wanted to transform America, and he's not alone. The left can't wait to transform America. How do they want to do it? Well, they want to bring the ERA back, the Equal Rights Amendment. The one that expired 40 plus years ago. Oh, that doesn't matter. Those rules don't apply to us. We'll just change it and say, no, we're going to let that slide. When we said deadline 40 years ago, that's for the Republicans. Stop thinking that applies to us on the left. Silly gooses. Okay? Just like when you watched all those examples of the Democrats railing against impeachment under Clinton. And the points they made were really accurate, and they actually all came true. Because they said it's going to get too easy to do. And I bet you, and Schumer said this, and I bet you that when we take over, that when the Democrats take over, that they're going to impeach a Republican. And they did in his lifetime. It's one of the interesting things about watching Congress is you can watch so many examples of the House and the Democrats from the House. Remember, the House is elected every 2 years. The House, and they're the same Democrats. Nancy Pelosi, who's been there since George Washington was born in his crib, okay? And they just don't leave. Maxine Waters has been there since before George Washington his mother was even born and in a crib. And you've got all of them. And you don't see that on the right because the Republicans have term limits. Because the Republicans aren't about power, give me power. They're about, how do I, hopefully, lessen the government influence on people? Some are better than others with that. And you look at the Senate. Now, the Senate's a different animal. So, yes, the Republicans do stay there a long time because the Senate's a different animal. They're elected every 6 years by the people. Even though before the 20th century, they were elected by the state officials. So your Congress people used to select your senator, which made it very much less political because they didn't have to compete with the people. You figure out if you think that's a good thing or a bad thing. But back to the original question, is Bernie Sanders the next George McGovern or the next Donald Trump? And again, I say the deeper question is America wanting to go full on socialist or to go on full make America great again? And that's the real question. And, we'll have to wait and find out. It doesn't seem like they want to go fully socialist. It doesn't seem that way at all. And one of the interesting things about the modern era is when people ask if they like Trump or not, they'll say no. Because if you wear a MAGA hat, and you can look this up, just type in MAGA hat attacks into your search engine, people get beat up for supporting him. They get canceled. And for the people that don't know what cancel culture is, it means they're trying to banish you from any opportunity to make a living. And guess what? Is that the left or the right doing that? It is the left doing cancel culture, not the right. The left right now, there was a video on Prager University. And PragerU was just tearing into how mean and nasty the left is. And, you can watch that video. You should look it up. And I'll let him just carry the water on that. So is Bernie Sanders the next George McGovern or the next Donald Trump? It doesn't matter. What does matter is America wanting full-on socialism? Remember, Bernie Sanders spent his honeymoon in the Soviet Union. Isn't that romantic? And Donald Trump, well, he's had lots of honeymoons. That guy's been married more times than most people open a jar of peanut butter. And, yeah, so that's what we're left with. Anyway, something to ponder. And I thought I'd freak you all out by doing a story from Mother Jones. Thanks for watching. And if you like the content and you want more, subscribe, share. Share the video. Share the video. We need the video shared to expand the channel, if you should desire. If not, understand. Everybody has different taste. And with that, have a great day, and we'll see you in the future.